Very good morning to you all, dear students. We have completed Newton's first law of motion, second law and third law of motion. Today we will study about law of conservation of momentum. What does it states? It states that when no external force acts on two interacting objects, their total momentum remains constant. It does not change. In other words, when two objects collide, the total momentum before collision is equal to the total momentum after collision. This was in words. Now we will derive this law of conservation of momentum. In simple words, the initial momentum is equals to final momentum. When two or more bodies interact with each other, momentum remains constant. Consider two objects A and B. They are having mass m1 and m2 respectively. A object is moving with u1 initial velocity and B object is moving with velocity u2. Let's suppose u1 is more than u2 or initial velocity of. What will happen after some time? They both will collide with each other. A and B. Collide with means दोनों अगर एक दूसरे से टकराते हैं तो उसके बाद क्या होगा? Naturally, what will happen? Their velocity will change. Now, A has acquired velocity as v1 and B has acquired velocity v2. This is having mass m1 and this is having mass m2. We will write here. So what is this condition? This is before collision. This was during collision. And this is condition after collision. So, here the momentum will be, initial momentum will be what? Of these two objects. Initial momentum of object A will be m1 u1 and for object B will be m2 u2. What will be final momentum? Means after collision. After collision, their momentum will be, first A object's momentum will be m1 v1 and for object B it will be m2 v2. We know momentum is the product of mass and velocity. Now, according to Newton's third law of motion, what does Newton's third law of motion state? It states that every action force has an equal and opposite reaction which acts simultaneously. So, according to Newton's third law of motion, if A is applying force on B is applying force on A as F1, simultaneously A will also exert a force on B, but it will be equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. This is Newton's third law of motion. So, according to Newton's third law of motion, F2 will be equal to minus F1. Hope you also remember Newton's second law of motion. There we have derived the formula for force. What will be F2 equals to? F is equals to m into A. F is equals to m into A, means mass into acceleration. This also we studied during the Newton's second law of derivation. Now m2a2 is equals to minus. I hope you very well understand what does this minus sign indicates. It indicates force equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Now can you tell me what is A? What is A equals to? A is acceleration. What is acceleration? Acceleration is equals to rate of change of velocity. So it will be V2 initial minus final upon T. Same we will write here. M1, what is A1 equals to? V1 minus U1 upon T. Because A is equals to V minus U upon T. Now T will get cancel off. Simple multiplication we will do. M2 into V2, it will be M2 V2 minus M2 into U2, what it will be? M2 U2 minus M1 into V1 minus M1 V1 minus into minus, it will be plus, minus M1 into minus U1, it will be plus M1 U1. Simply arranging the terms, what we will get? Minus we will transfer there. Now M2 V2 minus M1 will come this side. It will become plus M1 V1. Here M1 U1 is already there. Same I am copying down here. And this minus M2 U2 will come to this side. It will be M2 U2. So simple rearranging the terms, M1 V1 plus M2 V2 equals to M1 U1 plus M2 U2. What is this M1 V1, M2 V2? This is magnitude of total final momentum. So this is magnitude of total final momentum. It is equals to, what is this M1 U1 and M2 U2? This is momentum before collision or initial movement. This is magnitude of total initial momentum. So here we derived the equation or here we derived the law of conservation of momentum. What does it states? When two objects collide, the total momentum before collision is equal to the total momentum after collision. Hope you all have understood the law of conservation of momentum. Thank you.